you need to find somebody who's good for your kids. No, I need to find somebody who's good for me. It's up to me to vet this person out because my kids are going to see them loving.
Vibes were there. I thought he was cute. Then he asked me, do you have any kids? I was like, yeah, I've got 2. And I tell you guys, the vibe changed.
I commented and said that my dating standards are too high for someone that's a single mother. I have high standards because I'm a single mother.
He sends me a link to a guy playing guitar, like lying flat down, like kind of like a piano. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. My son plays guitar like that. After that, crickets.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get all my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
Let y'all tell it, y'all. Single moms ain't supposed to date at all. We gotta wait until the kids get grown and have their own kids to start back dating. You got, and then it get on my nerves because y'all be like, oh, you need to find somebody who's good for your kids. No, I need to find somebody who's good for me. It's up to me to vet this person out because my kids are going to see them loving.
No, you have to find somebody that are good for your kids. Yes, you have to keep that in mind. I remember a doctor said it. That tall guy, what was his name? He was like, yeah, I have to make sure because I care for you and your children. And men think like that. And he was talking real soft, but that's how men feel. Men are not choosing because of that reason. Because your kids do matter.
My kids are going to see them loving me, loving on me. You get what I'm saying? You feel me? And then y'all be like, okay, well, most single mamas be looking for somebody to help them with their kids. That's not what I'm looking for. I mean, you know that you're going to have to help with the kids when you're trying to date a single mama anyway. So I don't have to include that in my requirements, but you know that's what you're going to have to do. Y'all be like, you shouldn't even date around your kids. I don't date around my kids. I date around my kids' schedule. You feel me? When I don't have them, I'm dating. When I have them, I'm momming. Balance. You already knew what you was working with before you came over here. Then y'all, I just don't understand why y'all feel like we shouldn't date. Yeah, because I'm a mom, I can't fuck. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. Come on now. Okay. How you think they got here? Come on. No. The urge to want to don't stop because you got kids. It don't.
The way she said, just because I'm a single mom, straight masculine. Guys are avoiding at all costs. Just because I'm a single mom, I can't. She's like she fainted. They are fainted. Terrible.
This guy commented and said that my dating standards are too high for someone that's a single mother. I have high standards because I'm a single mother. I cannot afford to let somebody play in my face. And who told you that being a single mother disqualifies you from actually having standards and having to settle? I don't know who misled you, but the moment that I became a single mother was the moment I knew I cannot settle.
The moment you knew you cannot settle. Yes, and guys can't settle for you. This is why men are smart. Look, you're holding men who have no kids to a standard beyond belief. And you're coming with nothing but drama. From who? Who's your drama from? Most likely the baby daddy you had before. And it's probably your fault why that drama is there. I can imagine. Many guys can imagine as well. So you have to understand, a lot of guys have been responsible. What does that mean? They don't have kids running around. And you have guys like me, have one kid. Guys that are out there making babies on top of babies to where they're bringing you issues. And then you'll choose a guy, or you'll want to choose a guy that's going to bring you issues. I can't have a guy that doesn't have kids. Or I want a guy that doesn't have kids at all. Like, no, guys aren't going for it.
Okay, so genuinely, I have a request for the men on this app, or in general. And I might be asking too much, but you tell me. If you're going to be bold enough to date a single mother, can you guys just be bold enough to not be like a liar, cheater, manipulator, abuser? You know how hard that is? Like, you men could never. And to be bold enough to put a woman through that and not think about your actions is whack. That is not big boy behavior. That is very small behavior, and I don't like that. So here because it's very sad out here. And I hate seeing my girls crash out on the internet behind these men.
You expect for men to feel sorry for you. That's what it is. Oh, you got a baby? Oh, I feel so bad for you. I bet it's so hard. No, we're not doing that. Women are not even doing that. Look, this is your responsibility. You have a kid, either a son or a daughter that man most likely doesn't want to take care of. But take that out of the picture. Now you want a man who's a savage, because a lot of guys are savages out there. Why? Because they have the pick of the litter. You want that guy to take into consideration that you have children? He's definitely smashing and dashing. Are you crazy? Mister, I can get any woman I want, who every woman wants, it's smashing and dashing. And he's definitely not telling you the truth. If you knew what was going on in the date market, like guys do, you'd understand.
I spoke to one guy. We were getting on, chatting. He asked me where I was from, age, Like, the vibes were there. I thought he was cute. I know that he thought I was cute, evidently. And then I thought, let me just throw in, like, do you have any children? So I asked him, do you have any kids? And he was like, no. He was 36. And I was like, oh, okay, that's okay, fine. Then he asked me, do you have any kids? I was like, yeah, I've got 2. When I tell you guys, the vibe changed.
What do you expect?
The vibe changed instantly, and I was like, this is why I always say about kids up front. I don't feel any way about it, but I know some people don't like, they don't want someone with kids, and that's fine. But it was just awkward, and I could tell he was like wondering, how do I get out of this? So I just helped him out. I just kind of deaded the conversation and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. But yeah, it just makes me think, if there's any like single parent speed dating or dating mixer events, I feel like I'll prefer to go to that.
Oh, man. She wants to go to a single parent. At least she's being reasonable, because that's who you should be dating. Seriously. They need to do that. I think need to start endorsing that or something, because it will take off. But who's really going to show? Y'all are so busy. Single moms, dating events, and single fathers. The single dads will be there. But the single mom, oh no, I'm busy. I had to go here to my daughter's this and that. And then I had to do this. And I had to catch up on some extra shit. You don't have the time. This is exactly why men don't want to waste time. Because that's what it is. A waste of time. Everything is, oh, I got to do this. I caught up on this. And oh, I'm doing too much. And it's always a complaint. There's no order. And men, when they get with a woman, they want some order. And they're definitely not going to find it with one of y'all.
So I was supposed to go on a date tonight, but here I am, cozy in my bed, which is great. I'd rather be here than with someone's crusty son. But basically, so I told my son, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to go on a date tonight, just so you know. And he's like, oh, mom, like, I thought you were done with dating. You've had these bad experiences. Like, he's like, it's too risky. And I was like, got to get back out there. I was wrong, okay? So I start chatting with this guy. We're texting for a couple days. He seems super nice. He texted me last night to confirm and was like, I'll message you tomorrow to confirm the spot and the time to take you on a date that you very much deserve. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Like, yes, I do deserve this. Right after that, he sends me a link to a guy playing guitar, like lying flat down, like kind of like a piano. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. My son plays guitar like that. After that, crickets, silence. So today I don't hear from him all day, and I'm like, okay, obviously something's up. I go on Hinge and he unmatched me. And I'm just thinking, like, that's embarrassing. You're 36 years old. You could have just been like, hey, sorry, I didn't realize you had a kid. It's not something I'm interested in. No, you're just gonna ghost and unmatch me. I didn't bother to get ready because I knew something was up. But imagine being a single mom, getting ready, getting excited, and waiting, and this guy just ghosted. But honestly, he did me a favor because I have my book, I'm cozy in my bed, I'm gonna watch a little show. Me and Shay ordered pizza, hung out. I'd much rather be here. But yeah.
She's lying. She cried her eyes out and said, again, another guy left me on the night. I got the day off. I got the babysitter. I finally got time to be out away from this kid. And good kid, by the way. But that's why the kid said, hey, mom, you're going through troubles. I thought you were done dating. Because he sees what happened. You probably got ghosted by the last guy that tried to take you on a date where you said something about your son and he ghosted you. Why are guys doing this? Guys have waken up. Guys are starting to become wise. I'm telling you, guys hear from older men, sometimes from younger men. Guys see the struggles other guys go through. Even if they get with a single mom, love her, fine, everything, but still, they find time with her. He knows she's giving it up, but is it worth it? When every woman out there is giving it up anyway? Doesn't make sense.
Men back then used to fight wars and write their women love letters and poems. Nowadays, men are like, why do I always have to text and call you first? Why can't you ever text me first? Well, what do you bring to the table? Why is she the prize? What about me?
No. You can't do that. You can't put on the clown face because that's not to be played with. Reciprocation is a thing. Let me tell you something. She's going to be lonely for a long time. Guys are going to get with her. Yes, they want to knock your socks off. I say she's a rather beautiful woman, right? Guys are going to, oh, yeah. But once there's no reciprocation and no participation, there's no relation. Seriously. Guys are not playing the fool. Guys have listened to that song for so long. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Do you think guys want to listen to slow songs? Everybody plays the fool? Because a guy playing the fool is not being wise. Right? A guy playing the fool and being chivalrous and being giving and being old school is out of date. Right? Because who else is out of date? Who else is out of order? I say that out of order because the women are out of order. And when there's no order, you can't really date there because then what? They're entitled.
What about me? Do you want to go 50-50? Sir, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I think you're dating the wrong gender. Yeah, you might want to try the male aisle of the store. We don't have what you're looking for in the women's section. Sorry.
Now, shame. Trying to shame men for having standards. How dare you? Solo. Calling men gay for having standards? For wanting a woman to be more into him? Let me tell you something. When I first got my wife, right, I was stuck on that mindset she has, thinking, oh, I need to be all into a woman, right? Because at first, with Kay, I didn't want to get with her because I was used to chasing. I'm like, why is she into me? And then I relaxed, chilled, let my hair down that I don't have. You see, I'm bald, right? Let my hair down and received some reciprocation. A woman letting me know she cares. She loves me. I didn't know how to handle that. Things change when you get something brand new, right? I didn't know what I was dealing with until I accepted. And that's what happens. When you accept, you realize, wow.
I love it. I love it.
Being outside of the matrix actually frees you.
So my thing is, why are a lot of women so against 50-50 in regards to being in a relationship, but completely fine with it when there's a divorce?
Is this all about money?
And like the 50-50 thing, well, I mean, like with the 50-50 thing with me is like, you know, before we start dating, you feel what I'm saying? Like I had that argument with somebody, and I was just like, I got money though. You the one that ain't got no money. You feel?
Yeah, have your
So you
own.
telling me I'm supposed to pay the rent, the lights, keep gas in your car and my car, take you out to eat, let you come with me everywhere, and I'm the one with the money. You ain't got no money. Hell no. That ain't how this gonna work.
Bae, how do you feel about 50-50? Because sometimes I just don't have it.
Me personally, babe, I don't care about 50-50 because if you really truly love a person, you're going to do it for them no matter what. You're going to stick beside them no matter what. And me personally, I'm going to stick beside you no matter what, if you have it or not. Because you've always stuck beside me no matter what. If I didn't have it, if I did have it, it don't matter. You want to know why? Because I love you and I care for you. In a relationship, we're going to go through ups and downs, highs and lows, no matter the situation. I'm always going to be there because you are my dedication and I'm your dedication. I truly love you so much that I will not let you fall.
Damn, that's the good. You hearing things like that? That's what I wanted to hear before that. But a woman's doing that, stay by her. But how many have fallen to the wayside and bit the pill of being a gold digger?
It always baffles me to hear women talk about how men think with their money. Do you think men just make money to spend all of it on women? What are you talking about? What men are y'all around that operate like this? Y'all see a man being intentional with his money and instantly get pissed off. Oh, you trying to save money by going 50-50? No, spend it all on me. I don't care if you're broke when you get done. You're not going to spend it on another woman. What if that boy wanted to save money for a down payment, a new car, invest in something? Why does everything have to be about another woman in your relationship? Oh my God, bro. Y'all be getting cheated on like that? You see a man being intentional with his money and instantly get pissed off. That's insane. And let's really get into what you just said in that video. You call it a financial strategy that a man wants to go 50-50. Okay, call it whatever you want. I call it being intentional with your finances. So what do you call it when a woman works, keeps all her money, and a man works and spends all his money on the bills and the relationship, and she doesn't? Like, what do you call that? Is that called a financial strategy? Because that sounds like the best financial strategy. You just got to find an idiot who allows it. And honestly, right, if we're going to talk about this, genuinely, y'all, I don't know how you're all going to do it. It's like the only thing you want to sit online and talk about. But all of you need to find a man who has a really high income. Like a really high income. There are very few of those men. 80% of Americans cannot take care of a $1,000 emergency. They can't reach in their bank account and take care of a $1,000 emergency. 80% of Americans. Let's just say the last 20%, let's say 15% of them are men, right? Let's just be really misogynistic. The men are the ones with money. Half of that 15% is married. So what are y'all fighting over? The 7.5% of men who can take care of a $1,000 emergency? That's not even to say he's well off. He just can't. Those are the men who can take care of a $1,000 emergency. Then if we think about this even further, if 80% of Americans cannot take care of a $1,000 emergency, do you know how many provider men are hanging on by a thread, paying all the bills in their house, and they can't take care of a $1,000 emergency? I bet they would be able to if their lazy got up and took her to work.
One topic I'll never debate is if a man and woman should split their bills 50-50. I keep my mouth closed on that one. I keep it closed. My rent plus water and additional fees alone is already like $1,650. Do you know what I can do with the extra $825 a month? I keep my mouth closed. Now, obviously, if we're 50-50, we're going to split everything 50-50. Like you're going to do just as much cooking and cleaning as I do. But I will not complain. I truly won't. And if you want to, if you want to do 60-40 or 70-30, like, cool, I won't stop you. Do you, bro? But 50-50, oh no, I'm not complaining about that.
How can I say grown woman won't? Why? Because it beats paying that by yourself. It beats, she's right. Say if your rent is $1,600, it beats paying $1,600, $800. You're winning. You're only paying $800 a month. You're winning. Everybody's getting along well because both of you are able to save. And then when both of you getting ahead, you're saying, okay, we got this amount for date night. You can plan together. You can do everything together. And then you count money, taking vacations together. And you're like, we're doing it, babe. Even if a man takes on 60%, he still wants somebody paying something.
Listen to this one. So he knows I'm going to lunch. He knows
you're
he
going to
knows
lunch.
my vibe. He knows how I like to move, and he only sent $30.
Ungrateful.
He didn't have to send you that. You're not his child.
I'm not gonna bend over backward for a man that is just sending whatever he can.
So him doing the best that he can is not good enough. Y'all so damn ungrateful.
But if I'm talking to him, next time I'm out and he says, oh, you need something for lunch, I'm gonna tell him, it's okay, somebody already sent me $100.
And I would politely say, make sure you continue to get that lunch from somebody else.
Okay, if we're being completely honest, right here, right now, we've all eaten lunch for $30.
Yes,
let's start
100%.
Wait,
Little cafe spot, baby.
I'm
You get lunch for
not
$17.99.
gonna snap us and get something popping, but
Exactly. So why are you tripping?
We're not saying that we're ungrateful.
Right.
Food is food on the table. However, you know what the standard is.
Correct.
Me in that situation, handling it with grace. Thank you so much, baby. I'm so appreciative. I'm gonna still take a picture of that bill and I'm gonna send it to him. Thank you for the 30. That was the tip.
So you're just gonna be appreciative. Also, men, if you know that you cannot give $30 or if it's hard for you to give, then you need to date within
don't
your...
date.
You
not
can
date.
No, you can't.
Do not date.
Wonder you stayed single.
But date with the woman that, number
not
one,
date.
does not have that expectation, or number two, it's in that range. I get people have expectations, and nothing is wrong with that. But stop feeling entitled to other people's funds. If someone gives you something, just be appreciative and stop trying to belittle them. They didn't have to give you.
Yeah. These women with their high expectations are ruining dating. They are. This is what it is. The only thing they complain about men is men having standards. Men are saying, I refuse to date a single mom. That's our standards. Your standards are off of a guy paying you $100 for a lunch date when 30 is a great amount. That's a high amount, actually. If a woman is spending $30 on lunch, I say bring lunch in. Seriously, I was working. And when I used to work, what I started doing, because I realized I was spending too much money, is bring lunch in. Because over a week, I found myself, and I'm talking about eating McDonald's only, spending $5-10. I'm spending $50 to $100 a week, $400 a month on lunch, and then about $600, probably to $1,000 a month on groceries. You're paying $1,600, $2,000 a month. It's crazy. These women are too expensive, I'm telling you.
Do I date women with kids? The answer to that question is no, I don't. Let me tell you my reasons why. One, I don't have kids.
So I just got through watching this gentleman's video, and I'm gonna tag him either below or in the comments, and I want y'all to go watch that full video. But he talks about him not wanting to date anyone with kids, and in the comments are so many women who seem so angry and upset that people don't want to date women with children. And they're like, oh, your wife is probably someone with kids. His wife cannot be someone with children because he does not want a woman with children. And I tell this to single women without kids all the time. Stop dating men with children. I don't care how old you think you are getting. If you do not want someone with children, you do not have to date someone with children. And if you have children, look for other people with children. Stop trying to force your children on people who have yet to procreate. Now, if you do not have children and you don't mind dating anyone with children, that's fine. If you are currently dating someone with children and you do not have children, that is also fine. But when someone says they do not have kids and they don't want to date anyone with kids, stop trying to shame them. When I was single and before I had children, I would run into guys that had kids and they would always be like, how come you don't want a man with kids? Like, what's wrong with that? You getting older. Like, I was like late 20s. And they're like, you're getting older. You know what I'm saying? It's not many of us out here. We got kids. I was like, it's enough. It's enough for me to stick to my standard. And they were like, well, why is that? Because having a child is a gift. That is something that I want to give my husband. That is a gift that I want to give to a man who has yet to be given that. I'm not going to give that to anybody. And a lot of you women need to stop giving the gift of life And another point that some of the women brought up is like, what about when you get a divorce, or if you get a divorce, or one day the tables are going to be turned? Most of us that have these ideas in our head do not date people, or would not date someone once a divorce, or if a divorce happens, or God forbid something was to ever happen that would cause me to re-enter the dating world. I would not date someone who does not have children and wants them. Now, if I came across someone who has made it up in their head, like, I don't want to have children, and by then my children are of a certain age, then cool. But I would not date someone who has yet to have children but wants children. Like, that's just not for me. I think that they should go find someone who does not have children as well.
I'm gonna tell you why men cannot date you, or choose not to date you, if you have kids with another man, right? If you're a single mother, I give you all my respect. If you're a single mother raising children, I give you all my respect, honestly. But the sad truth is, men are not gonna wanna deal with those kids if they are from another baby daddy. They're gonna have to put time, effort, money into another man's kids. Despite how beautiful you are, despite what you have to offer, it is a headache for most men. And that's why, for example, let's say Catherine from the Ace family, she's gonna have a hard time finding a guy that's gonna marry her. She has 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? But there are men that don't care. And if they love you, and they love you unconditional, they will not care. And they'll still stay with you, and they'll do what they gotta do. You know, it just is what it is. And that's that.
And you heard what he said at the end. Now, ladies, you got to go through it. You got to go through the pain. You have to go through the turmoil, because you have to find a guy that doesn't care. And it's sad, because most men have wisened up and they care. And exactly as he explained, that's why he wouldn't date a woman with kids. And most men are not either. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to smash that notification bell after you subscribe to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. See you next video.